We're good? Okay. Thank you, everyone, for attending. This is the Board of Finance special meeting. And the date is the March 17th, and it is 6:32. And I don't have a copy of agenda with me, but the purpose of this meeting is to discuss the final revision of the budget. And did we have public comment on the agenda?
We have called to order budget discussions and adjournment.
Is this a special meeting or is this the budget meeting?
It's a special
It's a
meeting.
special
We
meeting.
can't adjust the
We can't.
agenda. I understand.
Okay. I was hoping to hear from people, from the public today. So, let's just jump into the budget discussion. If anyone would like to provide comment, they can certainly. Is there any way to modify the agenda at all to add a public comment?
Is it a special meeting?
Yeah,
You can't.
okay.
I thought it was a budget meeting.
I think the agenda did have it listed as a special
It
meeting.
did.
Everybody have
right
it
now.
Okay, I can, you have.
I have it as, yeah.
Special meeting.
Yeah, I mean, it literally says special meeting.
You
And
can't.
then agenda is called to order, budget discussion and adjournment.
Okay, so thank you for that. We do welcome discussion from the public. So please feel free to contact us, me, the chair, or anyone on the board to provide feedback. I'm happy to see such great attendance at the meeting. So it's good that the town is getting involved in discussions about the budget. It is an important topic, and we've certainly been working really hard on it. I think the purpose of this meeting really is draw together to meet and discuss the budget, particularly after the most recent vote at the Board of Ed, and they passed the budget with a 7.49% increase. And so I think I'd like the members of this board to discuss and make a decision on our next steps. So, Leslie, would you mind putting the budget up on the screen?
We're getting to that right now.
Great, thank you.
Are we discussing the budget as a whole or just the BCS?
I think BCS,
Right, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
I do feel that we went through and we did make cuts in, every department and every area. Although if anyone has any other suggestions on further areas for cutting,
I think
I
there
would
are
love
some
to hear it.
recommendations when we get to it after
Okay.
this.
okay.
Leslie and I have the opportunity to talk a little bit, and we might have other recommendations for the board's consideration.
Okay, so then let's start with the biggest topic, which is the Bethany BCS budget, which at 7.49% is an increase of over $600,000 and is the largest driver to the $1.3 million increase to the budget, comprising about half. So we did ask for more information on how we could bring that increase down to 3% to be in line with what we're seeing in Amity. And the answer was that they would have to make cuts, and cuts to programs are cuts to people. And the board, I think, and I can speak for myself, we're struggling with the fiscal responsibility for all taxpayers in the town while maintaining, strong curriculum for the students. So I know that Sally, you were at the meeting last night. I did watch it afterwards. I don't know if everyone else had a chance to. What is the board's thoughts on this?
I did some research. Orange budget is at 2.08.
Increase?
Woodbridge is at 3.76.
This is the
Next.
whole budget, Sally, or just the Board of Ed budget?
The Board of Ed. Because it's the Board of Ed.
For comparables is what you're
Yeah.
doing, is you're
Woodbridge
saying.
was what? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
What did you say that the Woodbridge increase was?
3.76. Last year, Orange had 169 students going into. No, yeah, going into Amity. Next year, they're gonna have 195, which is an increase of 26, so that's gonna increase their proportion. Woodbridge is the same. It was 126. It's still gonna be 126. We are going up 12 students, so our allocation is gonna increase as well. So that's something else to think about. And based on, using those numbers for enrollment, our increase is gonna go up like 21%. And we already know that Amy's budget, not next year, the year after, is gonna go up 6%. So, and the year after that, it's 6 something because of the bonding. So, I mean, these are things we have to keep in mind because fiscally responsible, we're going to have increases. So, and Bethany is not going to bond next year. Next year, I think what Kay said was they were hoping to do the preliminary work to get the information for the bond and then possibly bond the next year. The other thing we have to keep in mind is between 2030, you have to start using electric buses. And I don't think the bus company is just going to say, hey, we're going to spend $1 million on a bus, but we're not going to charge you any extra. So I think we have to look at that as well. Paras negotiation is this year, teachers is next year. So that's going to go up. So these are things that we have to keep in mind going forward, and once if this goes in at 759 or whatever it is, it's never coming down. You can't reduce a budget unless you have a steep decrease in enrollment, and that's not happening. So, and to me, that's a concern for the town.
Thank you, Sally. The programs that they were talking about cutting, I recall Boost and Eureka. What are those programs in the after-school music ones?
I have a sheet here somewhere. I honestly do. Oh, here it is. Okay, so Eureka program is designed to identify and support students who demonstrate exceptional abilities and benefit from enrichment opportunities beyond the general curriculum. The program focuses on inquiry-based learning, advanced problem solving, and differentiated instruction tailored to gifted learners. Currently, 15 students participate in the program. The enrichment teacher develops and implements programming for these students, coordinates the identification process, collaborates with classroom teachers, and delivers enrichment instruction aligned with district curriculum goals. By law, we are required to identify students as talented and gifted, but are not required to provide a program. The cost is a teacher salary, which is to be determined as it is based on the teacher contract and seniority. Testing and scoring materials is $1,600.
Do you know what they budgeted for that program?
I would think they would probably have done an average salary plus the 1,600.
But they didn't note that enough.
Well, there is a teacher that is the talented and gifted person. But they didn't provide that salary because it might not be, if they were cutting this program, it most likely would not be her that would be cut. It would be the last person hired.
But this is, an after school,
No,
or this is.
no, this is
full-time?
during school.
Oh,
Eureka is during school.
okay, all right.
And then the before and
And
after.
just to kind of level set, so how many students do we have in total?
In the
to then, yeah, to then even look.
434. And then the next program was before and after school music programs. This music program provides students with opportunities to participate in instrumental and vocal instruction outside the regular school day. The band has 42 students currently participating, and the chorus has 27 students currently participating. And these programs support student engagement in the arts, performance skills, and collaborative learning experiences. Students in these programs perform in 2 concerts per year and additional events upon request.
Do we have additional music programs at the school? This is in addition? or
This we
is
have, it's
total?
going now. This is,
Is this the only music program?
no, they have music once a week. Sometimes twice a week, depending on which quarter they're in. And the teacher stipend for that is $10,000.
So between these two, it still doesn't seem like we're hitting.
No,
Yeah.
there's a boost program too.
I can't see how cutting the after-school music is gonna save.
I mean, we're talking, we're literally
talking
at
$10,000.
$15,000 right now. We're
And
not
the-
talking.
Right, and the boost program is the third program. Boost is an academic support program designed to provide targeted assistance to general education students who require additional academic support beyond the classroom setting. Participation is flexible and determined based on student needs identified through the MTSS/data team process. Approximately 25 to 30 students participate at any given time. Student participation fluctuates as needs are reassessed approximately every 6 to 8 weeks. So it was explained like you could start the year off slow. You maybe had the summer gap thing going and then pick up and get to where you need to be. And then you would not participate in boost anymore. Or you could start out strong and then for whatever reason, get the winter blues or whatever, and you start struggling, you would then be picked up into boost. It is also important to note that grant funding remains available, which may allow the district to run a modified version of boost, potentially once a week for a shorter period of time throughout the school year. And the costs are: the coordinator for the school year is $8,800. The teachers for the school year is $48,000. The coordinator for the summer is $2,800, and the teachers in the summer are $6,250.
Total.
I don't have the total.
Yes.
Oh, 65,850.
So was that more regular during the day?
That's after school.
program? That's
Boost is
after
after school. Yeah.
So for all 3 of these programs, do we know what that adds up to? Because if we did cut those 3 programs or they
Well, there's
decided
additional 10,000 for band and for the music. So that would be up to 75. And then the Eureka program, we don't have the salary for the teacher, so.
But even so, you're talking about maybe 100,000. That's not where we need to be, right? Like.
Better than nothing.
Absolutely, just trying to
Yeah.
understand.
Because it's only,
The other thing that was,
Plus 10, 100 for.
and how many people working?
75 was the teacher's salary.
Right.
If they wouldn't have you said you get the low 10% total. Probably more than be affected.
or you get the ones that volunteer because it's after school, it's not part of your contract. The other thing that was brought up is right now there are 4 6th grade sections. Next year, there will not be 4, there'll only be 3, so that's an extra teacher. But it was stated that they would not eliminate a teacher because they would make that extra position special ed. I'm sorry.
Is there an opening in special ed? Is there an opening in special ed? Or is it just an addition?
I think it would be an addition, but because they said their numbers are increasing. Sorry, I'm babysitting my 3 grandkids, so.
Well, that's the curriculum stuff. What about the, all the extra administrative employees? Is there any cuts we?
I don't know.
Well, and I think, weren't we asking the Board of Ed to try to do that work for us? That's not really for us to do. We're saying that the percent increase is higher than what we feel like the town would
They have to.
accept. I mean,
I personally don't feel particularly comfortable deciding which of these.
Oh, no,
Right.
no,
They-
they just,
need
they
to
have
be
to, they have to
removed.
do the
And they all
decision.
sound valuable and meaningful, and so,
But they have to come back with a plan B.
yeah, I do feel that right now, this budget as it's being presented won't be approved by the town, and I don't know if it's a fiscally, financially responsible budget to put forward to the town either. I feel that we need to step a little bit more in the balance of something that won't drive potential hardship to families. So, I think I would like to send this budget back to BCS, to the Board of Ed, to have them take another shot at it. I think it would be helpful after watching the meeting if we gave them some sort of framework
okay,
on like a target. We originally asked for 3% and they just said no. So I still think if we said, give me your best, then I don't know if that would get us what we need.
No.
No,
We gotta get.
And I think
Mhm.
that,
So I had asked.
you know, if we could have like a couple scenarios, like if we go to this, then this is what's going to be cut and this is what it's going to impact.
Okay,
If we do this, then this will be cut and this is what it's going to impact. So we have, you know, when you look at the numbers, you can see either which is the least harmful or most acceptable, because when we go to the town and you have to explain, you know, okay,
Yeah.
it came in at this and now it's at this, and because it's at this is what's going to happen. And then the town gets to decide yes or no.
so I had asked Leslie, were you able to have a chance to see what a 4% increase would look like for the Board of Ed?
Okay, if I just change this number, their number of the 8.8 million, if I change it. I didn't write that number down. I wrote down the total number for the bottom, you know what, I'll just do that. I
Okay,
will change no, I won't change the bottom number, let me do the math again,
yeah, I can do it too. if you want.
it's the right way to do it. I didn't write I missed a column. You want the 4%?
Yeah,
Mm.
Okay. All right, that makes this number 8,535,906. Which brings our overall increase to 3.82. From the current 4.87.
Something like that.
does this budget include the 400,000 that we were talking about last meeting to use from the general fund?
It does on the revenue side in calculating the mill rate. It
Okay.
does not on the expense side.
Okay,
So what does this do to the mill rate?
that's the next question.
Yeah, good question.
so if we were asking also to get down to 4%, we're asking for them to adjust 286,983.
3 programs are gonna be about 150.
Yeah.
Right, like it's not
No.
even there yet.
No, it's not right now.
Yeah.
But maybe there are things in supplies or
But that's what they have to
non-equipment or
work
something
on.
that.
I mean, maybe they can solve it on the revenue side too, you know, like.
So we were looking at the mill rate, if that's what you wanted next.
That was the follow-up question.
This is where we are with the proposed budget. This is taking all of our conversations that we have had in all of our budget workshops up to today. That's, the expense number was at 28.5 million. Okay, those are just recommendations based off of what we have talked about up to this point.
And
The,
does that
not,
include the change in education in BCS?
no, it does not,
Okay, because I was gonna say the 31.06 was,
no.
yeah,
But the 400,000 is included in that $4.4 million on the non-tax revenue.
Mm.
Okay? This is an accurate net mill rate, net grand list. All right, so if I plug in the new number up here with the 4% increase for the Board of Ed for
Decrease.
BCS,
decrease.
No, 4% increase.
is a 4%
Increase,
increase.
but not the
It's-
7%.
No, yeah, not the 7.49, it would be the 266,947.
That's still high. But this doesn't, does this number include that 400,000?
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
it does.
It includes that. I would,
Cause I thought we were still down to 29 the last time. Oh, we ran
No.
that with with 3%. Like
It
if
was
we were gonna be
3%.
3% for Board of Ed, then we would keep the mill rate the same.
I have a question. Do you have a copy of the audit for the school?
the school, the BCS does not have a separate audit from the town of Bethany. Their audit is included with the town of Bethany.
Okay.
Their straight up education costs are part of our operating budget.
Okay, I saw that.
So it is incorporated into our audit. Their special funds are audited separately, just like our special funds are audited separately. And that is reported towards the balances on those are reported towards the end of the audit.
So was there a surplus or?
They do not, the BCS does not operate the way Amity operates. Amity, they have a dollar number and we just send them the money every month. BCS, every check run that they have, they request the funds from the town. So they do not receive the money in advance blindly on a monthly basis. They receive the money check run by check run.
So do you know?
So at the end of the year, there was a small dollar amount, less than the last 2 years, put into their 248A account. And there was still approximately $50,000 that they didn't ask for in the 248 that rolled back into the town's general fund.
And that 248 fund is what?
It's their non-lapsing fund.
Mhm.
And last year they paid for the sidewalks out of that account.
Okay, so how much money is in there?
Approximately.
I think it's around 150 grand.
I was gonna say, I think it's about 150,000, so.
So why can't that be applied to this budget? To bring it down, and then they don't have to cut very much.
But I don't think that's our decision.
I'm just
Right?
saying, but is that an option?
Does it have to be used for capital expenditures?
I'd have to look at the regs on it. It's possible that it has to be used for capital expenditures. I'm not sure.
But it's a question that could be asked. Because then that would almost be a win-win.
But I think what I'm hearing everybody say, and unless there's more to add to it, is we need that number to come down. It needs to come down.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it does.
And we're saying 4%, that it needs to not go above 4%, or are we saying something different?
I think 4% is the number, but we still have to do some work on this budget. Otherwise the mill rate's gonna go over 30.
And Leslie and Carol said that they looked at a few things and
Yeah,
had
I
some.
I do believe there are still a few areas that we should look at for additional savings, capital being the largest area.
Yeah.
Like I said, I went back through because we had said, like, is there anywhere where we can shave money? So we did, at my office did a deep dive and analysis on office supplies. With the switch from individual printers in offices to the UBO contract, which takes toner out of the equation, is part of that contract now. We had originally targeted approximately $12,000 for office supplies. Based off of this year's usage, the switch over, we took 4,000, we would like to take $4,000 out of that line and bring it down to 8.
Are there other departments that have office supply lines too, or no? Or you're carrying all this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
We're carrying the bulk of it. Carol and I already reviewed most of them, and at Carol's suggestion, we brought many of them down.
right, there's a few that have their own office supplies, and what that relates to is, for example, the tax collector, they have special envelopes with their names on them. So that's not a general office supply, that will be ones that the tax collector will have money for in their budget and they will order. The same is true with the land use office, or they have special envelopes and special things that they need. So there are a few here and there, but even those departments that have those things left in their budget, we took the larger amount of office supplies out because they weren't going to be buying them. For example, copy paper, they're not gonna be buying individually, pens, all the standard things. Those we were gonna do in a central place. We've already started doing that. We've already moved a lot of these supplies and
What about the paving?
the paving?
Wasn't that 600,000?
It was
It's
400,
450 this year.
450.
It was 450, there was a request for 450 this year from, the Public Works, and 600 for next year. The continued list of roads that will be paved, or that they're hoping to be paved, that need to be paved in a particular order. They're just going through a list and they have the next X amount. I will tell you that we were told that we have approximately, don't hold me to this number, but approximately 331,000 that has been awarded to the town from Rosa DeLauro's office to go toward the paving and the cutting of one of the hills in Round Hill Road to make it a hill that you can see over, so it will be flatter. But it won't cover the whole cost of that. So I have asked, through KERMA, through their transportation committee, I started the process of asking to see if we can get the balance for that. Exactly when we would get this money, I'm not sure. Appropriations, federal appropriations, from what I understand, has passed the bill to allow this money to be dispersed. But when that would be done, I don't know. But that was for one particular road.
But,
And that one
well,
road
thank
was
you for
not-
pursuing those grants. But I don't think that Round Hill was on the list of roads in that 450 though.
No,
I
because it was
don't think
approved
so.
by grant only.
My understanding, that's right, my understanding is it came up last year at the
Yeah,
town
It did, yeah.
meeting, and there was a request last year for some 500,000 plus. They were going to widen the road
Mhm.
and do different things, and the town meeting, I'm told, said, no, unless you can get a grant for it. So they found they couldn't fully widen it the way they wanted for a variety of reasons. So they did it the way they could and then asked for this grant to pay for it.
Did we look into leasing the backhoe?
I do not have a definitive answer on whether or not I can because of where it's being purchased from. My question to you is it a necessity for next year?
Yeah, it's a question
I
for
don't
sure.
know.
What's that?
The backhoe.
Oh, the backhoe. They wanted it last year, right?
Yeah,
The one we have now is falling apart.
I think it's still usable.
Well, and maybe there's some, and I don't know where this gets overreach for us, but how many times was it unusable? How many repairs did we have to do? How many, like, what's the definition of it falling apart, right? Like, 'cause that's not a really accurate. official kind of description. That what?
A wheel falling off would be falling apart.
Well, I don't know. No, I mean, if that could be something that could be fixed. No, I mean, you know, to me, falling apart is how many times and what are the costs of the repairs that we're incurring to, and I mean, I don't want to put us in a situation where we can't do something because the equipment doesn't work or that it's
Exactly.
a safety thing, but I don't have any way to determine that from where I'm sitting.
Maybe we can ask, the Director of Public Works, who's Don, Shay, ask him, or we can call him to see if he, has an answer if you need to know tonight. But otherwise, I'm happy to go make a phone call, see if he can give me an answer to that.
I think that'd be useful information because, I mean, opportunities to further improve the budget.
Is he on the,
Call?
all right. So I'm just asking him how much, what's the,
That's the shape of the
what's wrong
current
with the
backhoe.
tractor and why do we need a new one?
You know, other ideas to cut then would be to even reducing the road paving budget from 450 to 400. We could, defer the backhoe until the following year, depending on the conversation. But
Is it something we could do to even put some money aside this year for the backhoe
we
and
could-
not
and
buy it
we
this
could
year?
Certainly do
but-
And
that.
that's why I was talking about leasing it
Mm.
or not leasing.
Or getting a
whatever it
loan.
is.
No, it would be,
Financing it because then you'd get it this year, but you wouldn't have to pay for it all
Right.
this year. And while it would cost more in the long run, the outlay would be smaller.
And
Which would
And you have
it
the
would
benefit
help
of having
us.
it now.
Yeah.
If in fact it is
Mhm.
something that is, you know, an emergent need, but like the issue with if we were to just set money aside, is that the price will be increasing as well. So, I mean,
Like buying it and leasing it, and
Yeah.
financing it.
it might be a better
is a
choice,
better
but
deal.
yeah. Were you gonna say something, Janet?
No,
No, okay.
I agree, because metals, anything made from steel continues to go up. It's a lot of that
Yeah.
from overseas, so,
And very inconsistently.
yes,
You're not in our favor.
correct, yes.
So maybe we should, I think the financing option might be something that we'll have to consider for this budget.
Or if at least we order it, make a deposit, that solidifies the price, you know, sets the price, right?
But
Yes.
I don't think it's like a fire truck that they have to build. I think if you order it or.
No, just
they
say we
probably
want
have it in
delivery,
stock.
you know, we're gonna order it, we'll do a deposit, we'll take delivery.
July 1st, 2027.
Place the order.
Just-
Early next
Seems to
week.
be the first municipality.
the other thing, I'd like to pull up the capital budget.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do
All right,
it.
the capital budget plan. That way you have everything that's on it in front of you.
Hmm.
Where it might make more sense on what could possibly be amended.
So why are we still showing the horse ring in the field?
Well, because it was on there and it's yellowed to
Remove.
remove. So what I will do is I will delete it. I will delete it if that's what you would like done to it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we pretty much agreed on that, but does that mean that those reductions are not in the numbers you just showed us? Okay.
They were not included in the numbers already.
Okay.
And what
Oh,
about the
so the
airport
reduction
fencing?
was
Why?
included.
That's out too.
Yeah, airport fencing shouldn't be there, right?
Yeah.
It's not, that's
That's
gone.
out too.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's now gone. I took it out. So, I mean, the backhoe is the large one. The 210 for Vets Park is not included in the total because it is
A grant.
earmarked for grant.
Yeah.
So if the backhoe is pushed, I see there's a dump truck for the next fiscal year.
Yeah,
Yep.
that would also have to shift.
Right, no,
Yes.
And then the paving jumps up to 600.
Why?
What, the paving?
Yeah.
Because, we would be 10 years into the bond. And some of those roads may start to need minor repair work.
But oh, okay, right.
Do you want, Katie had suggested, reducing the road paving.
Let's just scroll down
Okay,
first.
you wanna keep it?
Yeah, just for now, let's go down.
Fine, I'll keep it where it is.
I have a backhoe answer if you want it.
Yeah,
I talked to Don, he said it's a backhoe, not a tractor. He said it's a lemon, they just can't get parts for it. He said it costs too much money to get parts. He said the year after they bought it, they stopped making that particular backhoe because the electronics were not good. He said, it's a John Deere. They did also purchase, when they purchased this, attachments that went with it. And the attachments are still good, so they're looking to purchase another John Deere so that they can utilize the attachments that they currently have. He said they use this backhoe all the time. They will continue to use it if that's what the board wants, or if that's what the board needs. He said we just seem to be spending too much money because it keeps breaking down. I asked him how much. He said he didn't know. He'd have to go back and look at receipts. He said they've been milking it for a few years. And for the betterment of the town, if it's necessary, they will continue to until it just stops working. He said, but,
How old is it?
I didn't ask that question. He said the money initially, I'm guessing because I looked at this a while ago. I want to say it's like 175 or in that range they were looking for is that right? What you have?
Yeah.
And he said the initial thing was like it was more than that. And he was going to trade this in. So the 175 is less. Let's say it was 185 and they thought they'd get 10 for the trade in.
Yeah.
And so that's the 175. But, he said they still use it. They could continue to use it. He said, but we just seem to be paying an inordinate amount of money for the parts. He said, and they stopped making that backhoe. Is there anything else you want me to ask him, or is that?
Okay.
All right, so I will,
Let's go down and
Go down.
we'll look at it
the
entirety.
fire department is just the tanker refurb.
So I talked to them at length about that. They really, really need it. They'll probably have another one next year for roughly the same price. They're hoping that it will be 350,000. At least that's what they're counting on. And they really won't know the price until they get in and really start, whoever is fixing it gets in and really starts fixing it. They might find in the end it's less. They might find in the end it's more, but that's roughly they felt a pretty honest guesstimate.
Okay, thank you. I think we've talked also with the fire department a lot about that. And I think this board understands the scope and the fact that it is just an estimate. The trailer shared with the DPW, so that's split in two areas, so we're only half paying for it, right? The other half is
Correct.
coming out of the special account.
Yeah,
Any chance the special account could pay for all of it?
it could possibly. I would have to discuss that with Dave. But if it's going to be shared with DPW, I feel as though the town should have some skin in the game. But there is something that we'll get after we get to the bottom. There is another area that we haven't discussed yet.
All right, let's get going. The land acquisition. I thought I see here it for 100.
right, didn't we reduce it to 25?
We did, but my number, I took this whole section out initially. So I will change this to the 25.
Well, okay, so I understand.
So
Is this the right year to be funding the sinking funds in general?
probably not,
Yeah,
but the question becomes, when is the right time to
I
do it?
know.
Well, or even to cut that in half,
Yeah.
for 1 year, 50 rather than 100.
And so keeping in that spirit, so are 10,000 for infrastructure as opposed to 25?
Or 1250.
Okay, if you want 50%, okay, I'll put the 1250 in. I'll put in whichever number you would like me to put in.
What about the land acquisition? John, what are your thoughts on that? I'm asking,
It worries me.
Where does the current funds, that balance stand? Leslie, did you say it was like 900,000?
That would be accurate.
I thought it was 800. It's 900,000? Yeah.
Well, it's 800, according to, the audit, it says 8. Most likely the audit says 8,
Yeah.
but this year's contribution
Looking at.
is in process,
Oh, right.
Mhm.
so it's 900.
I don't know. I think we can go to zero for that,
For land acquisition.
for this year. I mean, we're talking
This
about
year.
cutting programs for kids, like,
Not 900,000.
come on, you know, like they have,
And there's contingency fund if something came up that we could
yeah.
sneak it out of.
But Martha, you said you had concerns.
So, you know, I do, because once you lower it or zero it, it doesn't ever get back on.
No, we did it before.
Yeah.
We've done it before, and then we bring it right back up to 100 when we
Okay.
can afford it.
Well,
And
then,
sometimes if you put it at 0, that man, I forget his name,
Oh, yeah.
he's going to come up and he's going to talk about it and whatever, and then it will be 25 or 50 or 100
Well-
by the end of that meeting, because,
okay, well, we'll go, I'll go with that. I know there's.
you know, we don't want to cut it off forever, but if they've got 900,000 to work with in purchasing toward a property,
I would rather have it go to the town than some developer, you know, adding more houses
Yeah.
and more kids in the school and then come, you know, April, they put the for sale sign when their kid's a senior and we never end up covering
That's
their.
not what the land acquisition fund does, though. It
Right.
doesn't sell to a developer, my understanding.
No, but if we don't have the money to purchase something, a developer, the farmer will say, I'll sell it to a developer. That's just my
Opposite,
thought.
right? Is that the town buys it or we sell it,
Yeah.
or the owner of the property sells it to someone that's
Right,
not the
because
town.
they're gonna want the
but if
highest.
they have enough money to do the initial
That's-
down
yeah.
payment or whatever, then the town meeting, you know, you go and say, hey,
Yeah.
we want to buy this, and if the town says yes, then the town finds the money.
So I think we should just, we'll
So,
keep it at
you
zero
know,
this year and. let
We're
the
not
chips
closing
make
the door
where they
at
are.
all.
Right.
Let's do
I
it.
agree. Let's do that.
Question, in the meeting or and what we send out, are all those years shown?
Yes,
So they can see that it's expected to go back up to 100.
yes.
That's a good point.
Okay.
The only question I have is if the school budget is part of the issue here, the school budget isn't going down. So what is it that we think is gonna change that's gonna get everything back up for years to come?
Well, the thing is, if the school budget comes back and says, nope, can't do it, you know, that cut would be devastating and for whatever reason, and had all these lists and everything, and then it goes to the town and the town decides. You know, in the town, you can say, well, if the budget isn't reduced, then this is what your taxes are. If we can get it down to this percent, this is what your taxes are. If we get it down to, you know, whatever. And it becomes the town. I mean,
And we do have the budget hearing, which is scheduled in April, and that really is our opportunity to hear from the town
Mhm.
about what's important to them and, you know, their reaction to the budget.
Okay.
And so,
and it's gonna be live streamed,
It will.
so people can comment even if they're not at the meeting. They just can't vote.
That is the goal. And
Okay.
I only say that because I hope all the systems are a go, but they're all set, they're ready to go, they should.
But there's no vote, right? It's
There's
just,
no-
there's no vote.
The only, no,
There's no
but
vote.
they,
Oh,
no, it's just
Yeah.
discussion. It's just discussion, right? There's no vote.
but you can increase things.
And we listen to the discussion, but we still have to
Right.
make sure we're
No, they,
remaining fiscally responsible.
yeah,
Cause every group brings their group and they
Right.
all want what they want.
Right.
I've run many of these meetings. And then you sit here going, well, everyone wanted this, everyone, yeah, everybody wanted everything.
Hmm.
But if you really have to come in and think of the whole body, and what's best for the town, that's where we have to make the tough decisions.
Right.
and then at the meeting, they can reduce, but they cannot increase.
That's correct. At the actual May vote,
Yep.
they can. At the April hearing, it's anybody can
Discussion.
speak, anybody can talk. The benefit of having this online is so that people who are unable to come, can speak, can listen online, can give their opinion about a particular line item or the whole thing.
So where does this put us now?
Yeah, let's look at this now. Did capital just go up?
No,
Okay.
it went, well,
Did it go up?
Where are we right now with tobacco? Is it-
Tobacco is still in.
I think we should keep it in for now. I mean, I think the piece that maybe Leslie, you can find out for us in between is what are we paying in expenses? Like, because we've got to be getting bills for parts that we can't get or that are overly expensive. Like, what are we paying a year for the past 3 years in parts? I still just am not clear on, right, like if it was my own, what decision I would make.
Good point. Yeah, that's relevant.
Mhm.
It might be hard for them to, well,
And
it would take
financing
somebody a
option.
little
Yep.
time to find just the price for that, but that would. be
And I
very
still
helpful.
can't understand somebody who would be selling something for 175,000 and say, nope, we don't finance.
I'm sure I can get a financing option on it. I'm just not sure how much more it's going to add to the cost. That's the piece that I need to be able to factor in. So if it's 175 plus 8% a year, then what does that equate out on a 3-year installment plan on payments? Can we do it for 60,000 a year times 3? Or do we need 65 a year times 3? Because I don't think it would be advantageous to finance it for more than 3 years. We've never financed the large dump trucks for more than 3 years at a time. We haven't gone out 5 years, we've only gone 3.
Mhm.
So I did not have enough time to get all the information that we needed on that piece for tonight, unfortunately.
Do we always buy from the same John Deere dealership? Like it sounds like there's a very specific John Deere dealership that maybe sold us the lemon to begin with.
So let's go back to that. Because obviously they don't have a lemon law. rule.
They should have taken it back the first year. What's wrong?
I know. it's
Anyway,
kind of a
sorry
warranty
for
so
digressing.
Many months.
God. Okay. So we'll go back up to the top. Do we want to leave the road paving where it is, or do we want to adjust it?
I want to see what the bottom, well, put it at 400 for now. Is everyone okay with that?
Well, I just have one question and I think we do this in a very systematic way, which is a really good way to go about it. But is it that the roads need to be done, or regardless of actually if they need to be done or not, do we just do them? Like, is there an evaluation process that determines which roads on an annual basis, or do we have it set so
There
that?
was a thing like that, and that's why last week I asked if we could have a list of the roads. So that we would kind of know, these are the roads that are next in line, and this is how much each part of that costs. So if you reduced it to 400,000, maybe you don't even get to do one road because maybe it's a huge road or whatever. So I thought if we had a list of the order that the roads had to be done and what the cost was associated to those roads, we could make a better decision of
Oh, we
whether to
could still
reduce or
get
not.
that, right?
I don't know. I asked for it, but we didn't get it.
Can we get it?
We can, we cannot hold Public Works ironclad on that list. We had an awful winter this year.
We did.
Something that's scheduled on that list for 2 or 3 years from now could have taken a beating this winter, and it needs to move up. So it's a list of what a company called Beta thinks should have been done when they last did their analysis.
Which was.
I want to say it was at least 2 years
A few
ago.
years ago, yeah.
Okay,
Fairly recent.
Do they do it again?
they
now?
will, they do they do it on a recurring basis. It's usually every other year when they take a look at them. But we always have to allow Public Works to be flexible with that list, because circumstances could change that they need to shift roads.
I don't
it
think
is
by providing the list is
But-
implying that
That they have to follow it.
That
We're
the
just
list
trying to see.
Well,
cannot be
The
changed.
400,000, is that going to do one road?
I
two roads, three
know
roads, no
the
roads?
list is developed. What we did not have at the last Carol and I asked for it, was the cost from a company like Tilcon to actually pave each individual road. We are working on that part. We don't have all that information yet.
And when are they going to go around and find out if there's any roads that knock somebody else out? Because I would think most of the damage has already been done at this point.
Correct. You have to wait till all the frost is out of the ground to know for sure.
And so what's
So
the
that,
timeline?
so we're finally getting to that point where all the roads in town can be evaluated.
So, but I feel like just based on what I just heard you say, is that we allow for some flexibility now anyway, so that if we have to shift because one road is in really bad shape and that we don't do another,
Mhm.
that there is that wiggle room flexibility.
Correct.
I'm texting to find out how many roads we pave each year. I wanna say it's like 6 or 8, but I have no idea.
Leslie, where are they now with what they have for this year?
Just need that report.
Meaning having done.
Yeah, they usually spending,
For 25, 26,
Mhm.
75 to 80% of the paving is done from July to
oh, so
September.
it's in the
It's
beginning.
done early in the year. There is always a small portion of the budget that is reserved for what happened for anything that could have happened over the winter, if there's something that must be addressed in the spring, because the road is in very poor shape.
Almost undrivable.
Correct. That monies that are not used in the summer are also used as the monies that are left over from the summer paving when we come around to spring. Those funds are used to do, the drainage and the prep work
For the next year.
for the roads that will be paved come July with the new fiscal year budget.
That makes sense.
Did you show the budget now?
Are we leaving the paving at 450 or?
I think
are
we
moving?
should.
Okay.
I think we should leave it at 450. I mean, let's see where we are with it,
If
but.
we need it later, we can.
All right, I just need to make sure that.
Well, and once we have some more information, like right now, it sounds like we need all 450,
Mm.
but I don't have enough information to make that kind of a
I
decision.
just need to. That number.
How many roads have not been paved? How many
Ever?
miles?
That I don't know the answer to.
This is paying more.
I thought they were all done.
But I think it's the next, that 600,000 is when they go back to the beginning.
Well, they won't go back to paving, they'll go back to maintaining.
Yeah.
Oil and
They
sand.
don't do that anymore. They said it's not helpful.
So I asked Don, how many roads do we pave each year? He just texted. Of course, depends which roads we have to pave. Some cost a lot more than others, and he's still typing.
I think we just need a little bit, like, that company that does that for us to just,
Beta until,
Yeah.
Beta until time to get
But
us.
they did it 2 years ago, aren't they up to do it again?
They should be up to do it again this year.
And when do they normally do it? Around when?
They do when they're small,
Hmm.
because we're a small town,
Mm, makes sense.
so they fit us in.
Shouldn't be handled.
That's right. But I don't
Yes,
see
and-
why this not.
File that extension, yes, 3.
Because that number's not what's in the budget.
We finally have a handle on our roads. If we neglect to keep it up, it will cost us a lot more in the future.
that wasn't the question.
Yeah, we heard that here. The cautionary tale.
I believe that, I do that in my own life.
So all roads have been paved in the initial?
I truly don't know.
So where did we get the 170?
We can find out, Sal, I just don't know.
Maybe if people don't give us good answers, we take away their money away.
Yeah, but I think that hurts all of us in the long run, unfortunately.
My road's
Roads are
fine.
very important to people.
Mine's a state.
I know.
They're very important.
Yeah, they are. I
Yeah,
know
because
that our
they're
roads are good.
But it shouldn't be that hard to get the list.
Because this is not, the math isn't that.
Should be.
Okay, what are we?
Yeah, well, we've established that there's some kind of error in the math somewhere because the number in the budget is significantly less than what's on the spreadsheet.
Oh, my.
And I'm trying to figure out why. What didn't subtract properly?
It's okay, take a second.
No, I don't like that because it should work better. That's in the file, and let's say
I love spreadsheets, but I love spreadsheets, but it is not in this.
I know.
That's.
65,
I know.
because we put that money in.
I remember.
Oh,
one of the
well, no,
first
okay,
years
no.
I
It's
developed
verse
a,
25.
spreadsheet for the budget. And, I got a call on.
So that number has to
from,
go up
Dick
37.
Van Horn, who said.
There's the sad
"Thinking
news.
you're gonna see."
The sad news is because we put money back in.
To the sinking funds.
Into the sinking funds, this number goes up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So we either have to remove the backhoe, we have to remove the sinking funds, or some combination of those, or the roads.
Because that,
So I think we're waiting for information this next week. I guess it would be to find out what the backhoe is costing us on a yearly basis for how many years,
And how much it would cost to lease.
how much it would cost to lease.
They got backhoe leasing price, backhoe maintenance cost, list of roads. We also need the BCS BOE revised budget.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at our calendars, guys.
okay,
Yeah.
that works for me.
What, working backwards from when we have to have all this done to be able to print, when do we have to have our proposed budget set?
Well,
The hearing is,
that would be you. When do you have to have it to Joyce printers to have it? Let's see.
the budget hearing, just for everyone, is the April 9th, is that correct? Everyone has that in theirs? Okay,
7 P.M.
yep.
So how long is it gonna take for it to get in everyone's hands?
They'll be lodged that night.
Minimize.
What are they doing?
They're having an event on
We're gonna
bats.
have to-
on that night.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We have
They might-
competition, you're saying?
And what day is that?
So we would have to have
Thursday.
it to Joyce.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I saw
but we-
that the land trust.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
Yeah, I got that newsletter today, yeah.
That's too bad.
Okay, it would be printing, it would be in the mail.
It's the same.
Don't we know somebody there we could influence
Okay.
them to move? Right?
We can't change ours, so.
Right, we can't change ours, so maybe they could change theirs.
75. It's still maybe like, come on, at least 70 or 75.
All right, so back to the question of
Hmm.
when do we
It's not gonna
need?
do it.
No, I don't think so either. And then if the price.
So I
increase-
gotta take it
had
out.
that the 26th, so I had on my calendar that's when we needed to publish the budget.
The 26th, is that when we
26th.
need to have that to you, Day? Is that correct?
26 of what?
The
This
26th
month,
of
March.
next week.
Next week.
I thought we decided we weren't gonna put it in the April bulletin.
Well, no, but-
May bulletin.
Okay, well, the question is, how
It's
many,
sometime in the bulletin, it's just for the budget hearing.
It
right?
was 2 weeks ahead of when we're having.
So the question, I don't know how many days it takes for it to be delivered. And the question is, how many days prior to the 9th do you want the information in the town residents' hands? That's the question at hand right now.
It sure would be nice to give them at least a week. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, is that a reasonable? I mean, what do we
And
normally
I
do?
mean, once we have it approved, it will go on the website immediately.
And the meeting has to be posted, what, 5 days in advance? Isn't that required, 5 days?
Remember?
And I can't remember whether it's 5 business days.
Well, the meeting is posted, but is the information
required to be out.
Yeah, I don't know what the posting requirements are for the budget hearing as a compared to the town meeting. That might be
Oh,
different.
that's right, maybe not.
It-
No, we don't have to have it on the 9th. We can shift it.
It doesn't have to be on the 9th.
It has to be that week because afterwards.
The
spring
week
break.
after is
It has to be
break,
that week.
Okay.
Yeah.
because we will need time
Yeah,
to reconvene to accept, to take into consideration the town's feedback.
Right, so that at the 21st
When
meeting,
is
we
the
can
actual
figure things
budget
out.
Yes.
meeting?
Yes,
Did we have,
Hey, what?
Martha, you said the 21st. Do we have a meeting on April 21st? We
yes,
do.
Yeah.
we
At 7
rescheduled our
PM.
meeting from the 14th to the
I
21st.
didn't put it in my calendar. You're right. We did. Thank you so much for that reminder. I mean, I would have gotten there. Hmm.
So April 9th is the hearing, May 18th is the budget meeting. And our meeting is on the 21st. And then normally we have a quick meeting on the 18th. To set no rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but we need another meeting to discuss this budget and it has to be next week is what I'm understanding.
Okey-dokey.
Or it could be, if we hear quickly from BCS, it could be later this week.
Well, they're meeting tomorrow. correct?
Yep.
Yes, we have a special meeting tomorrow at 6:30.
Okay,
So we have a town officers meeting the 19th at 6. It will take at most 2 hours if there's a lot of he's figuring an hour, but if there's a lot of questions, do you want to meet at the 19th at 7:30? Or
Is that the one that there's one, the FOI meeting?
the FOI meeting that's at 3 and at 6?
Okay.
There's 3 and 6, right?
the only there is another piece to this puzzle, which is a large
The
piece
insurance.
to both budgets,
The
is the insurance. And we have our broker, One Digital, is proposing a meeting on the 23rd or the 25th to discuss that.
The problem is, it's really only a difference, unless they're gonna tell us, because they wanna meet in person, it's going up. But when we last met with them, Board of Ed and, not Board of Ed, and Brandy and somebody else, and Angelo, I think, met, and we met, Angelo wasn't there. Anyway, we met with education, and they told us 15%. And now they wanna meet with us in person, we were hoping they would go down to 13%. I hope when they meet with us in person, they don't wanna do that because they're really bad news, it's going up to 16%, but. I think we should at least figure 15%.
That's what's in now, right?
We do
Because-
have 15%
And so
in,
does the,
but
Even if it goes to 13, it's not gonna change it much for us
No.
or for the board.
you can still change it for the budget hearing,
Yeah.
after that. It's okay. I think we should
Okay.
Yeah,
not let
because
that
even
hold
if
us
we
up.
post it and something changes, then, you just announce it at the meeting that,
Okay.
sorry, but good news or.
Good news,
sorry,
good news
bad
only.
news.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
We can't hold it up.
Yeah, that's right.
so do you want to try, March 23rd? It's a Monday.
That's okay with me.
Fine with me.
There's a thing in
March
town
23rd
hall
will work
that
for
day.
me.
Oh, what is it?
What is it?
The governor candidates are gonna have a forum.
Oh,
Oh, here?
during the day, Martha? or
No.
evening?
Republican governor
I think
candidates,
so.
there's 2 of them, and I think lieutenant governors as well are
Mhm.
going to be here. Is it at 6, Martha?
I have 7 PM, but
Okay,
So maybe prior to that? do
maybe
five
maybe
or something?
before? We need
Or
a 5?
it's a possibility, right?
I can do 5.
I can as well.
Yeah, 5 o'clock. I think.
So, I just want to clarify for everyone, we're talking Monday, March 23rd at 5.
On your phone, just listen.
John, can you do
You'll
that?
be bored.
Both.
John, are you available Monday at 5?
If not, I'll be shortly after.
Okay.
So
And is this another
23rd at
special
5
meeting or is
p.m.
this something?
It will be a special meeting, but I will include public comment on it, Katie.
Yeah, and,
We're saying 5.
and maybe a vote on the budget too, because we don't have another, another regular scheduled meeting.
There was possible vote on days as well.
The late, relays.
Recommend a budget,
Yeah.
review proposed budget.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
so I'll add public comment.
Okay,
No, because that's part of the senior.
And do you want actual verbiage that says vote?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I'll talk to
Because
that,
that's what's
Can we
not.
go back to
missing.
the capital where the sinking fund and all that stuff is?
I'll go back there.
We're confused.
Okay,
Down, down, down,
there we go.
So that's where we left it. Okay.
50.
So we took, yeah, but it went down, but now that didn't, how did that affect the budget?
It actually took it up because I had taken them all out of the budget
She had previously calculated the budget with those at zero.
with them at zero.
So we added money.
You
We-
added
yeah.
money by putting them in.
Well, then let's not add anymore.
Yeah.
Let's add that out.
Okay,
I'm just saying that.
Let's see what it looks like with them out.
I'll,
Contingency is 100. What is contingency?
150?
150?
You gotta leave it at that.
I have to, but I'll leave the land acquisition in there.
No.
No, we said.
Oh, no, we're taking it out completely.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We
So-
changed a lot, it's okay.
No, wait, it's
So
it's
everything was figured into all zeros.
She had done that kind of on side.
All right,
So-
but that number there comes out.
What was that? You had a double?
That was land acquisition.
That's 4%.
Right.
Right, that's what our goal is, but that might not be.
So now what's the?
What, so you want me to use that number now?
So
Yeah.
now what's the mill?
Yeah.
What's the mill rate now?
28, 241.
241, 946.
So a mill's gonna be what, 500,000, a little more.
It's 30.
247, 946.
That
We're
was.
still not
This is
there.
like, it's a little-
Huh?
little numbers, huh?
And the current mill rate is 29.14.
14.
There's a-
Now, if we,
So that.
We have to consider.
yeah, okay, that's,
So if you took up the back side.
that's what I'm gonna do right now, John.
Okay.
I could hear John thinking. Thinking out loud.
Well, the thing I worry about is the one question you always get asked is, if we have to cut something, what could we cut?
This isn't.
It's asked at every budget.
So what if we reduce the paving?
So
From
keeping
400
needs
to
to have
200.
something to,
I have to
It's
have
just see what it
like
does.
ideas.
right, so if
Wasn't
you
it
cut
four
out like
fifty?
it's now,
To 250
tackle up
or
and this
3?
out now, you're gonna be down
Yeah.
to skin and bone, nothing.
And it's not that much of
Cause
an
I had one
improvement.
year,
No.
I say, I'll get rid of the trash pickup.
Yeah, yeah.
And
looks
all
like
of a sudden the budget passed and those.
Yeah.
what's that?
Yes. Good point.
We'd have to like reduce capital reserve or something. There's really,
I mean, we could also subsidize from the general fund. I mean, like, we're at that point now where we need to understand that impact a little bit more because,
'Cause right now, there's only a $400,000 subsidy
Subsidy.
in there.
and that's
that's
the
last year's
surplus.
Surplus, correct.
So
Taking it.
it was at 27% before. If we took an extra 200 or something. At least to know what impact that has is.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
next year, it's gonna go up substantially. Guys, we really have, as you know better than anybody, so little amount of money to work with in the government expenditure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nothing.
All the things you can control.
Right, so.
Yeah.
And,
take-
and there's also, liabilities to the town.
Yeah.
We all know about,
With significant services.
yeah.
Yeah.
The,
Okay.
also, the way that the percentage is calculated is it's on 1 year's, balance plus the future years, or the prior year's, budget. So the denominator is gonna keep growing, and so the percentage will decrease naturally as we perform,
Because the numbers grow, so the increase then is a lower percentage, but the numbers aren't going down.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we had another million added next year, it's not the same percentage is what you're
I
saying.
am very inarticulately.
Yes.
But I love that you understood what I was saying.
But I would include page, like all these warnings,
Yeah.
because you have a lot of them now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Usually it's 2 or 3, you gotta think about them now. It's
It's like a ton of.
4 or 5, and they're all legit.
yeah, and
They're gonna hit. It's not like, yeah.
to John's point with the warnings,
Okay.
if we are putting
Right.
400, 500, or $600,000 into the budget as a revenue stream from the general fund, we're going to have to do that every year to maintain.
I don't think it's sustainable. I really don't want to do it. The only reason I feel comfortable with the 400K is because it's a surplus from the
From
prior
last
year. Yeah, so,
For this year.
Total sense to
Yeah.
utilize that.
yeah,
Okay,
it's,
all right, well,
we're like living outside of our means. Continue, if we subsidize from the general fund.
yeah,
And right now we're at and we took out the backhoe.
Yes.
Yes, I took out the backup.
But we did not reduce paving.
Well, if I reduce paving,
Yeah.
30.3, you know?
might as well do it. While
Hold
we're
on.
talking, while
Can
we're.
you go back up to that? Did you put in the right number? Cause that didn't move enough.
50,000.
30.37,
Okay.
no change.
Yeah, I mean, that did nothing.
So the mill rate increase would be 4.2% at this point.
Wow,
What?
it was at 29.
It's
29.14.
divided by 29.14
A percentage, yeah.
That's enough.
Mhm.
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah. Considering what's gonna happen, what we're anticipating happening next year because of Amity. And
Can
what
I,
they told us is it's gonna happen.
can I ask what it would be, like, if the 7% doesn't get reduced down to 4, what does that do to the mill rate? Does that,
What does that do?
It was
Yeah.
back at 31.
Mm.
so does that make it 7% increase on the mill rate? So
If we go back to where we started tonight
yeah,
without making any of the adjustments, it was at 31.06.
7%. 6.6.
Hmm?
There's no.
That's not gonna pass.
At all.
There's no way that's gonna pass.
as is here, like we need to find more is what you're saying. So
I'm just
the
saying, no,
pool-
I'm saying if it's 7% increase in taxes is not gonna fly. You've got too many people who are on the edge right now. And now you're going to increase their taxes and literally could force people out because they have nowhere to go. They have a fixed income. They can't.
You're saying if we kept the BCS at 7%, is that what you're saying? Okay, I understand.
Yeah. Because again, everything else is going up too, and now their taxes are going up. And people shouldn't have to choose. Food or medication, I mean, you shouldn't have to choose. And I know a lot of it's not, and it's not our fault, but.
I don't think it's about faults, it's about how do you move forward?
Exactly.
What decisions do you make to keep the town
Fiscally responsible.
and viable for everyone,
Mhm.
not for one group or another?
Carol, do you think there might be any grants that you feel really confident in that we can build into the budget, the revenues?
As best as I can, not right now, but I am very confident that we're applying for them. We've applied for. We're getting one for the road.
Mhm.
We're applying for, I already applied for $15,000 one, not a lot, but still, we're applying for another 1.5 million for something else. I can tell you that it is something I intend to do on a regular basis. We also have some people, thanks to Rachel, who are agreeing to help us with grants. And the reason I say no, we don't have anything, because we don't have anything in the hopper. There are apparently grants were not asked for last year, as best as I can tell. So that we have, maybe the one that Rosa, with that road, with Round Hill Road.
But that's already.
Then that's already done.
Okay.
I haven't seen any in the hopper. I haven't been told that there's any. So we're basically starting fresh.
And it takes a while.
It takes time.
For sure, okay.
And and as I'm looking for them, I can look for things like, I don't know, are there ones for specifically roads? There may be, I don't know, but that's where like places in the budget that we're talking about, that grants might even be a possibility. We could, yeah, because there are some, it's just, because you gotta get pointed about what it is that you're applying for.
Yeah.
So you have to have a project in mind and then look for the.
Yeah, a lot of the grants are either that I've seen, and I certainly am not an expert at this and haven't gone through all of them by any stretch of the imagination. But a lot of them are either for, you want to build a building, you want to build a new gym, you want to build a new whatever center.
Right.
Expansion.
Or, they're very hard to find that I've seen for operational needs.
Yeah.
It's
There's
really,
nothing
you know,
for
there's.
hiring a particular kind of person that, or creating a new function.
There may be, but you got, so like ARP has there seems to be a fair amount for over 50, right? Like for that, but it's things like building community. There is one that we can potentially apply for next year that is environmental. So things like even things we aren't even talking about here, such as, there's been a huge increase in wildfires around us lately. We aren't doing anything with our open space right now to be able to make sure that we're mitigating. Or what do we do with, with the extreme weather changes, like all that stuff? There's stuff, but you got to think, what do we want to do? And they're not even things we're budgeting for right now.
So they're extras.
They're things that we probably should be thinking about to keep the town in a good place, but they're not.
It's not existing, it's future.
Yeah.
There's two things. One of the best things we can do, we've just taken out, which is something we hadn't done in a long time, from what I understand. I mean, you guys correct me, but that is put money into an equipment and vehicle sinking fund. So that in a lot of towns I've seen do this, that they'll put X amount of dollars in every single year, so that when they need to buy an ambulance, or when they need to buy a large dump truck, or, a major thing, they already have $800,000 there, and they only have to borrow 400. I'm making these numbers up, but not a lot of money. We're not starting at a large amount. So for us to start doing this, I understand, as I said, we haven't done this in a while, is a really good thing. But I also, I understand why we took it out, but it helps us in the long run if we do
No,
this.
makes sense.
And from what you guys said last week, it appears that our major expenses are Amity, BCS, and what was the third, insurance? Is that what?
The increases were, yeah.
The increases. So, I mean, that's where our money's going. I mean, the majority of our money is going.
And those aren't bad places for it to go. It's just.
It's not, but all I'm saying is you're working, this group has worked incredibly hard to cut as much as they can and still trying to keep this government operations running. And it costs an awful lot of money to do that, I think, as we've all found out.
Have we allocated LoCIP funds?
Yeah.
We do LoCIP on a project by project basis.
But don't you have to have it in your capital?
You have to have it in
use
your capital plan.
So is there something in our capital that's going to be?
Not for next year, no.
So is there anything that we need, like, can a backhoe be part of LoCIP?
No, it cannot be, but road paving does qualify for LoCIP.
And how much is LoCIP?
LoCIP is a straight up grant that we receive from the state now.
Right.
It is not accounted for in the revenue, in the general fund revenue. because it is a deferred liability in the capital fund. So it's
They
been,
already gave us the amount.
it's $68,000 for this year. We will receive the money in June. We don't have to spend it this year, we can spend it next year. But right now, we are sitting on about $100,000 in that fund before this year's $68,000.
So there's 168,000 theoretically.
Correct.
But it has to be used for, that's why you saw that we put
Right, but
things in.
can it be used for road paving?
Yes.
So why can't we reduce road paving by $168,000, knowing we're not really reducing it because we're gonna have LoSiP to use? If we had a list of roads, we could add it to the capital for LoSiP.
I think we've used, there's no reason why not, Sally, to answer your question directly. But I think we've also used LoSiP as I've tried to go through some of this throughout the year to see how we've spent our money. We've used it, for things that has come up, like fixing.
small door
a writing
project.
place,
Now
things
LoSiP has to be a
that-
capital item before you can use it.
These things were capital items, they were infrastructure items, they were, had the car run into the center station. And we didn't, there was no insurance, again, just to give you an example, we could have used LoSiP because we had center station repairs, or we had, maintenance at center station. So things are in our LoSiP account, things are in the capital. That's why you'll see that Leslie put in certain things in capital and then took them out, because we wanted them in there. So we'll explain this to the town, so the town will pass this in case we need it in the future.
So we have,
So we do have a lot of this in there that's needed.
Where is it in there? What are you saying?
well, there's nothing in there for next fiscal year at the moment.
Hmm.
There is absolutely nothing in there that would be, there is one item in here that is there's two items here that are LoSiP eligible. Road paving.
The fencing, the airport field fencing.
But we're not doing.
Well, we took it out.
I totally understand. I was just simply saying it's LoSiP eligible.
It is, it is.
I don't even want to do it.
It is LoSiP eligible if we want to spend the money to do it.
The horse ring?
That's what makes it eligible.
It's not on here, but, improvements at Vets Park Playground would be LoSiP eligible,
For that.
It would have to be in here.
but we would have to do it in here.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about, we're looking into, well, we're talking about, the improvements to the pond itself and the field area there as well. That could be LoSiP eligible. So, but we would have to put it into this budget so that it's on there. And it wouldn't matter what year it is on here because you have the ability to shift from fiscal year to fiscal year. But if it is not on the capital plan, we cannot use LoSiP money for it.
So if we put it in the capital plan, let's just say Vets Park, just for the purpose of understanding. And we put it in 2029 to 2030, it would be considered on the plan?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
Yes,
because then we can change that later.
Mhm.
But we only approve a year at a time.
Right, and if we get some of the grant I'm hoping we get, which will include some, improvements at Veterans Park, then we won't need to spend that money. But at least it'll be on in case we need it in the future.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
With an
Yeah,
asterisk.
so put it out in the future.
Yeah, I think it should be added for the future
I will put it on here.
with an asterisk.
Doesn't help us.
Grant funding only.
Vets Park,
That's-
how are we gonna classify it?
Improvements, just put in improvements. Rehabilitation improvements,
Ooh, I like that rehabilitation.
Hmm.
We do
sorry, keep me around.
Those can't go out.
Okay.
Once me.
Yeah.
No, that's one spook.
There's money to that.
No people.
Put a dollar amount in it.
Well, we're asking for 1.5 million, so
Oh, is that what we
I don't
want?
know.
Okay,
So that'll really.
No,
scare
don't
the
put that-
daylights
don't
out of
put
people.
that
Don't
in.
put that in.
But I'll put 250 in.
Okay.
That's a number.
I will say paving would probably be better, but paving is more than that.
It could be,
Okay,
but
back on the regular scheduled program.
Right, let's get on track here.
Just on that top line though.
What else do we need to do?
So people wanna have asked for, on the fields, the airport fields, as well as the field at Veterans Park. I think we present this at the town meeting budget hearing, that this is what we're asking for and what it means and why it's on there, because similar to what was done on advice last year was, this is acceptable, but only if we get a grant, so it's
Yeah.
not paid for.
I think that'd be easy to explain.
that's why there's an asterisk in the bottom codes. The asterisk is grant funding.
So the capital plan, in the final calculation, we've removed the backhoe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want me to take it out?
well, it's already out.
I think we
No,
have
it's-
to,
it's in here.
I think we have to, Leslie, just because we can't make it work
Okay.
without it. Like, if there was another way,
Okay.
that's one that doesn't seem like it's,
You have to put it out next year then, just so we don't lose.
Oh, okay, I'll put it out there.
and I'm not saying we won't add it back in. We're waiting for some information to make the right decision.
450 and 600, that's what yeah.
Because it's the start of the new cycle.
All right, so that's 800. Let me go back here.
Still, then we can
I
change
can't
that
change
next
it.
year.
Yeah.
Not
When we get on this.
That sounds like a next year problem.
It seems like,
Huh?
so, I'm worried about this budget, but no,
that's fine.
Next year.
yeah,
I
the
know.
future.
Because this is, yeah.
Well, and maybe this year I can focus a little bit more on seeing what grants I can find very specific to budget items.
I'm gonna close it out. I think that.
Okay, so, just show me that number one more time, 30.37 is where the.
Let me go back to, all right,
Yeah, 30.27 without the backhoe,
oh, no, wait a minute, that also,
and that's 4%.
but that also includes, but that also brings this down to 400. I
Yeah.
forgot to do
Oh,
that
yeah, okay.
on this sheet.
Can
So-
we add in next year money for the sinking fund?
It is
we,
there.
we have it in there.
Okay, sorry, far
That's-
away.
No, it's right here. So we have 225 in for next year.
It's a weird name, it's sinking fund.
That's what it is.
Yes.
All right, so now we're at 750.
Yeah, it should be like a floating fund,
Yeah.
right?
Or
Yeah, the name is.
just in case fund, I don't know.
What's the end of? The end of surplus thing,
When?
when they had their last.
I think it was like.
What now? That's,
The
yeah,
next year.
expenditure.
It was about 6%.
What's 2.9?
That's the actual budget increase.
What is-
Expenditure.
Cause
That's the
we cut,
expenditure increase.
it's because we cut capital so much.
Correct.
Yeah,
It puts the total municipal increase at 1.62%, right here.
hmm
That is the increase.
and then the mill rate is,
That's the 30.
man,
Right.
even with the under 3% increase, we're over 30.
Yes.
The 4%.
Hold on, can you go back? What is that number on the other sheet? Cause you've got the 175 minus the 50,000 here. Like, we just, what is that?
Okay, well, okay, no, that's a good point, Rachel. Let's make sure that we have the same number. 28016.
Are there any other departments, or should we go
Yeah.
to the departments again?
I don't know.
increase.
I feel like we went through the departments pretty thoroughly. I don't know how others feel.
Carol, anything on, I don't know that we talked about solid waste that much. I know you were working on it. Is that anything that you found since December is already incorporated in the budget? Yeah, I can't remember if I asked you that before.
I anticipate, I don't know, and the reason I don't know is I anticipate it'll go down, but if we do, there's a thought to do, the whole idea is to get more people to recycle. And there is controversy over, or two sides of this, I can't say it's controversial. Should we put some of this stuff at the recycling center in single stream? But if we do, then the cost is going to go up. Single stream costs more money, than to haul than the way we're hauling now. Or I mean, to take away whether that's the hauling price or not. And if we don't do single stream, but leave it the way it is, then other prices are gonna change, so. And if we save anything, it might be a couple $1,000s. So I don't think it's gonna change our budget a lot. But we're still trying to work that.
Is it cheaper than the tipping fees, like for municipal solid waste? There has to be, right?
Yes. Well, right now tipping fees are cheaper for the garbage you put at the end of your driveway. But again, it depends on what's in it. If we can get more people to recycle, it changes the numbers continuously.
So what would we have to reduce the budget by to get it to the 29.14? Right, it's 30.37, so that's a 4% increase. Is anybody quick with math to figure out, like, what's the dollar amount that we would have to reduce to get this to 29?
What's
The mill rate, 29.14.
is 3, 2, it's
Basically zero budget, right?
Mhm.
two, three.
It'd be a zero
One and a
budget.
quarter. So what's a mill?
Yeah, 500.
So it's about 750.
750,000 is what
A
we
little
have
bit less.
to reduce by.
500 plus, no, 6 and a quarter, I think.
Which is,
1 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter.
because this number is still with the 400 from last year, right? Like,
Mhm.
this is with everything.
Mhm.
And the Bethany school budget in at 4%.
I have a quick question on that. Parking racks is hiring a person, they want a full-time clerk and an additional full, or a part-time person to go full-time?
Let me pull up the budget to figure out what is in. I think it is only a part-time person that's in the budget, not a full-time person.
Yes, for full time.
I don't think. The
I wanna
budget,
make sure it's part-time.
I don't. I'm not sure what's. Okay, it's a. That would be Nicole, that would be like,
It looks like a
it's a
part-time.
part-time,
Mhm.
it's in at part-time wages.
And there's no other salaries anywhere.
Not for year-round staff, no.
And they're not asking for a part-time clerk for the summer camp?
Well, this would be year-round part-time in this department right here. Anyone that would work 12 months out of the year would be in the first grouping under park and ride.
But I just wanna make sure that under seasonal part-time, there's not a part-time clerk.
There might be, but it's under the
But-
program. Let's take a look.
I don't think so.
There is a salary and wages, part-time seasonal line there, and that's for all the counselors and stuff like that.
Correct.
It could include,
No, let me see, let me go,
clerk.
whoops. That went too far. I just wanna look to see what's. on that line. That's lifeguards, scorekeepers, and program instructors.
That wasn't the one I was talking about. I'm sorry.
Okay,
It's-
and then,
That's special programs, that one.
right, then the
The
summer
summer camp.
camp is right here.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's just for the counselors.
Okay.
And same thing here for after school. The extended day, the before and after school program.
Leslie.
Mhm.
We're gonna use 400,000, which was the surplus for year ended 25. Year ended 26, are you still projecting a surplus?
When we put the budget together, based off of the numbers that all the departments gave me on their anticipated spend for this year, based off of where we are with the revenue, we are projecting about a $300,000 surplus.
But it remains to be seen whether we're actually gonna get there,
Correct.
but that if a month from now, we're still trending to that, then maybe that'll give us confidence to take a little more than 400. Could be iffy, but
Could be iffy.
just,
Well, I mean, now that 300,000, we have to subtract out the, what was it, 60 or 70,000 we approved last week to come from contingency for projects. So that reduces,
oh, because
like
that
to-
hadn't been,
that had not been taken out of
Okay.
that number.
all right, well, it's probably not.
I don't feel
not
comfortable
feasible.
pulling from that contingency, that unknown.
It's just
Yeah,
also
but
when I'm
interesting.
talking to you a little bit about legal fees, we don't really know where they're gonna go.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yep, all right. Okay, I'll be back. Yeah, I think we're really digging pretty deep now. I don't know that there's much to be found at this point.
So, is there any questions you have about the park rec budget? Is there something you thought of?
Who, me?
Yes.
No, I just wanted to understand that.
Okay. All right, let's show the final budget one more time and then put on our thinking caps over the weekend.
Okay. Can you scroll over to the left?
Sure.
Just to see the line items?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And are we all the way at the top?
No, we are not.
Can we go up and kind of go down just?
Mm-hmm. Let me know when you want me to scroll down.
The town council number is gonna get a lot of questions.
What is it now?
I can pull it up.
Litigation.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to explain, so,
Yeah.
I guess the only other thing is just again, the selectmen number is an increase, just. I don't know, Carol, if you're feeling more comfortable making any adjustments there, you may not, you don't have to answer me here, but maybe just give that some thought.
We already lowered it by, I think, 20,000. It just seems that we really need a part-time HR person and a
Mhm.
maybe yeah, who knows? I don't.
Hmm.
there's one more thing, and I know we're talking about cuts, but the library, they assumed no increases for their staff.
Correct.
And I wasn't sure if they are, how we set aside like a budget for, merit type increases, raises and, like promotional area.
They would need about $8,000 to give everyone a modest increase.
So it sounds like we're planning for increases for everyone, but not for the library.
Correct.
So, that doesn't seem very fair to me.
Okay.
I don't know what we all think here.
No, I thought it was everyone. It
I
doesn't
thought
include the
we
li-
had agreed to do that.
Well, they're their
For the
own,
library.
they're their own
I
budget.
get that.
Yeah.
They submitted, right?
Right, but they
They were
did it because
asked.
we asked them zero, when they did zero.
They
So
gave
that
us a
meant
zero
that they
budget,
couldn't give
yeah.
increases to anyone.
Right.
And I think,
And then I had gone back and I had asked Gail, if you were to give your staff a raise, how much more money would you need? And it was approximately it was between $7,000 and $8,000.
With a 2 or 3, whatever percent increase.
I think that's fair.
I think it's my recommendation to add that back in. It's not fair to those employees.
Okay.
Okay,
Would you like it added back in on the library line?
Mm,
yes.
yeah.
Do we have included in this money for a payroll company?
Yes,
Okay.
it is in the finance budget. Based off of staying with check writers, I could have reduced that line item. But based off of the numbers we were getting from other services, I held it the same because it was in line with the numbers we were getting.
Perfect, thank you.
Oh. No, wait a minute, is that, that might be right. I only received the number today for animal control and
Uh-oh.
I think that number is gonna be about right.
About the same.
Okay.
Oh, no, actually, no, it's probably gonna be too short. Because that includes 2 line items.
Hmm.
It includes all the the monies that we need for, the dog licensing fees and services and that, plus the animal control officer. So that could be about $2,000 short.
Okay.
The library is in the community services line.
Okay. I mean, there's so many areas that have reduced their budget. It's like,
I know, there's so many. Yeah.
And I have to say, you know, I've sat through all of these meetings and watched all of you work as hard as you can to see what you could cut, and yet I'm left with the people that I met. Very honestly, going door to door and then just in other places who literally begged me to not raise the mill rate because they, in their words, were at a tipping point that they couldn't do, they couldn't
I've
go
heard that
any
all the
further, they
time.
couldn't pay anymore. And it's a real conundrum for this town.
We have a fairly large elderly population.
We do. It's like almost a quarter of our population is.
And if they can't
Completely
afford to
awful.
be here anymore, then they sell, you know who's gonna buy those homes. So, school budget,
Mhm, exactly.
so it's tough situation.
I know ECS, there was discussion about this in the legislature. I'm not sure, I know that money at they were talking about education funding to get more money to put with these, toward ECS.
Hmm.
Do we know if that happened? Anybody know? Sort of, people, do you know?
It's still in there, it's gonna come out of committee, but I don't know what will happen after that. There's a webinar I'm going to tomorrow. They're talking about everyone gonna see the funds for 150 million for municipalities, and so Kate is doing a webinar tomorrow that hopefully will tell us how much of that money we could actually get, but none of that is for sure yet.
It's not definite, so we can't include that. Thank you.
And there's a couple other bills with increases to special ed funding, because that's another hugely underfunded area as well. But we won't know any of that in time for.
Thank you.
This includes the Bethany like surplus for Amity.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
all right. I think we should adjourn the meeting if everyone's okay with that. Does anyone have any like last minute, contributions they want to offer? I know that this has been a long budget season. It's not over yet, so halfway through, almost there. I want to thank you for your efforts. Anyone have anything they'd like to add? No?
No.
Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting? Thank you, Sally.
Second it.
Thank you, Martha. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you, everyone. It's 17.
I've got the grandkids.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 7